hope you enjoyed seeing the comic book covers kind of roll through. I took those shots recently. Wish I would have thought to do it before, but you know, life is so busy. Watching so much, recording so much, posting so much. But I enjoyed digging through the comic collection and pulling those out. I hope you all like seeing them, and I'll try to be more consistent with doing that in the future. My name is Corey, this is Whole Views, and today we're going to be talking about the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the finale episode, and really my thoughts on the season as a whole. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't so far. We've been growing a whole lot over the last few months. Help us to continue to grow the channel. Diving right into the thing, I need people to understand that this series, although it took its time, did every single thing I wanted them to do with the show. Some people might argue and say, well, it wasn't as good as WandaVision because it didn't create that level of intrigue. And to that I say, it's debatable. But if you're asking my opinion, and you must because you clicked the video, I have to say the series was excellent and there's nothing to complain about the Falcon and Winter Soldier season 1. So let's talk about Carly as a villain of the season and like the bad guy that we chased down the whole series. I think that she was a very good bad guy. Like, she started out, she had a decent progression, and one of the things that I liked so much about her character is that she even evolved throughout the series, starting out with a certain set of goals and then going further and further to the extreme to reach her goals. I like the way that they wrapped up her character, like putting an end to her, because at that point in that finale episode that we just watched, it was really clear to me that she had went too far. And it's real cool because it was true what Zemo said about her. There was only one way to get rid of her and take her out. Even in her dying moment, she, tried to turn a bit and say, I'm sorry, but Zemo was absolutely correct. She had to go. Speaking of Zemo, he had a brief moment here in the finale where there was a bombing, and I was actually kind of confused because I didn't recognize the butler that oversaw the bombing. But it was real cool to see Zemo handling business and getting things done, accomplishing his overall mission, even from prison. There's one thing to be said about Zemo. When he comes up with a plan, it normally works out the way he wants. The Avengers tore themselves apart, just like he planned them to, and here he got rid of all the super soldiers and the serums except for John Walker. So I would say mission accomplished there. He is proven to be tenacious and resourceful. Talking about Sam, I love that Sam had his moment to speak to the world and justify, or at least give his reason for why a black man would ever bear the stars and stripes. That was the moment that brought home the whole show to me and like made this long-awaited trip for Sam worth looking at. Now let's be honest, I would never let it be me. Like, the shield and the stars and stripes and everything it stood for over the years and all the different things that it means to different people, I would never want to be the bearer of that. The history of African Americans in this country and the role that we've played in the building of this country from its inception to modern day, I just would never want to be the black man to do it. But I'm glad he did. I was very happy. I was actually quite proud that he could speak so eloquently and give a compelling case for him being the black Captain America. It was great, and I'm glad that several characters throughout the show, as they were wrapping it up and as the battle climax was occurring, they didn't refer to him as the black Captain America. He was just Captain America, as it should be. The John Walker stuff, like, it felt right, but it also felt wrong to me, and maybe it's just the times that we living in and the things that's going on. But John Walker, like, smashing old boy with the shield, whether he like just caved his chest in till there was blood on the shield, or whether he decapitated the man, regardless, we've seen far too many people in authority get away with abusing their authority and abusing their power. It was clear John Walker flashed out and saw red when they took out Battlestar, but I thought for certain that he would have a greater consequence than just being stripped of his title. He kept the suit, he made his own shield. it felt off that he was able to get like almost reinstated by this mystery character that people call Madam Hydra or something. I don't know. The lady from Veep, she showed up. She was in there. It seems like she's giving him new life, and it's like, man, we like 2 episodes away from you like killing somebody in front of the public square. Like, and again, we know all these characters killed, but it's like, man, it was scandalous the way you did it, and you're the U.S. agent now. Done. It just felt some type of way to me. I have a bunch of comics that I went through and I found great John Walker uniform comics. And the moment I saw that blue suit, I knew eventually it would be changed to black and he would be this version, comic book accurate John Walker Captain America, or they call him in the comics a lot. If you see the covers, they'll say the Captain. That was cool to see it all come home, but again, it's still very fresh that you just scandalously, violently murdered someone, and you don't seem like you have a consequence. Anyway, Isaiah Bradley. I'm so glad that they wrapped it up with the Isaiah Bradley moment. I'm glad that they didn't just leave that as a dangling thread. They actually came back and showed him, like, look, we're going to honor your sacrifice. We're going to honor all the suffering that you went through, and we can never repay for all the stuff that you went through. But it's a small token of gratitude from and appreciation from our United States government, which honestly I don't believe would ever really happen in real life. But here it was sweet to see. It was almost tear-inducing. I like the fact that Sharon Carter was fully confirmed to be the power broker for the most part. She is working with other people, as we saw in the post-credit. But I like that she was like revealed as the power broker and such. I don't like that she was given that pardon and now she's hanging around, because all that's doing is either setting us up for a season 2, which I'm really hoping for. But I'm also hearing rumors, and I'll post some things here. I'm seeing rumors of a Captain America 4 starring Sam Wilson. I'm looking forward to seeing that. If it's a movie, I'm fine with it. If it's a series, I'm fine with it. I would like to see more Falcon and Winter Soldiers, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, those 2 characters play off each other in a season 2. I like the long format of storytelling, but a movie, Cap 4, would be fine. It would be fine. Maybe we can tackle more of the race, even though it's wrapped up pretty well there. I'm sure there's multiple different things that can be addressed, and like I always say, trust Feige, man. Just trust Feige. These guys have never let us down so far. A few bumps, of course, but never really let us down as far as a viewing audience. Most of the things have been well enough. So season 1 was great. I hope for a season 2. I hope for a Captain America 4. I don't see any real negative with this first season. There were a few moments throughout the pacing of the show where it was kind of slow, but my overall thoughts were, this was good. This was damn good. And I feel like it was a good contrast to what we got with WandaVision. WandaVision set up a whole lot of intrigue and a whole bunch of guessing and theories. This was relatively straightforward. Lots of action, some comedy, some heartfelt stuff. So I would argue with anyone who said this wasn't as good as WandaVision. I would argue with anyone who had said this was kind of a letdown in coming behind WandaVision. I don't see things that way at all. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed seeing the comic book covers kind of roll through. I took those shots recently. Wish I would have thought to do it before, but life is so busy, watching so much, recording so much, posting so much. But I enjoyed digging through the comic collection and pulling those out. I hope y'all like seeing them, and I'll try to be more consistent with doing that in the future. Watch more videos, subscribe to the channel, enjoy yourself, guard your heart. Come back and see me.